Venture Vault presents the side quest story, the Verity Manor Haunting.
Ever since I was a child, I felt as though something, I don't want to exaggerate, but evil has been watching me.
Content warning. This Halloween special side quest involves dark themes. If you consider content warning spoilers, skip ahead by about 10 seconds. Otherwise, here we go. This story contains gore, violence, death and child death, pregnancy and childbirth, infertility, and classism. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, fiendish friends, and welcome to the epilogue of our Verity Manor Haunting side quest for Venture Vault. I'm Cora. I am the side quest DM, and my pronouns are she, her, they, them. Typically, I play Elena on the Isles of Nakar, which is our main podcast show for Venture Vault, but today I'm DMing this spooky, spooky show. I will be playing a variety of characters that you will see me as today. I'm going to throw it off to Richard Barlow, another Venture Vaultian, and the GM of our main podcast. Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard Barlow. My pronouns are he, him. And yeah, I'm normally the DM over on the main Venture Vault campaign. But today I will be playing Dart, a Halfling Warlock who's all kinds of messed up. And his pronouns are also he, him. And if you want to see me in something other than Dungeons and Dragons related, if you like movies, you can check me out on Trailer Park Monday nights at 10 p.m. on Eastlink Community TV or on YouTube. Just look up Trailer Park Movie Reviews and you will find me. But other than that, I will throw it over to Connie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she. I play Chū Chū, the Halfling Barbarian in this Venture Vault side quest, but when I'm not here, I am the GM and executive producer behind Transplanar RPG, which is an all-transgender, person of color-led, 100% homebrew, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live-streamed actual play campaign set in a non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world. If you couldn't tell already, I got my wisdom teeth out recently. So for this epilogue, I'm going to be a little chunky. My voice is going to sound a little different, but hopefully I will still be able to play Chū Chū to the best of my ability. And with that, I'm going to pass along introductions to C.
Hey, my name's C. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Father Ox today, who is a Firbolg Bard. I'm going to miss him a lot. Wow. I am a dancer, digital artist, and jack of many hats. I have my commissions open. You can find me on Twitter at @PieSharpArt or on Tumblr at @pie-sharp. And I also am a player on Transplanar RPG, but it has been such a pleasure to play in this Venture Vault side quest. So thank you, Cora, again. And with that, I'll pass it along to Nina.
Hi everyone, my name is Nina Nesseth, and I am played Human Grave Cleric / Ghost Hunter, Finola Fox, whose pronouns are she, her, same as my pronouns, she, her. By daylight, I am a professional science communicator and writer, and you can catch my work on Twitter at Semabiologie. And with that, I am going to pass it over to Andrew.
Hi, my name's Andrew. You don't know me from anywhere over here, but I'm here playing Aegon. His pronouns are he, him, so are mine. It's been a wild ride here at the Verity Manor, and I'm excited to see where it goes and how it wraps up, and I'm going to pass it back to Cora, and we're going to get this party started.
Woo, we'll get this party ended. That's what's going to happen.
Aww.
Sad. Well, just to do a bit of review on what has happened over the course of several episodes. Wow, this Halloween side quest has stretched on past Halloween, but we all appreciate it. We all love it. Initially, Our heroes were gathered to the Verity Manor by the invitation of Theodosia, some as chimney sweeps, half and half, being Dart and Chū Chū, but some also to be paranormal investigators, Miss Finola Fox, Sir Aegon v. Venkstantz, and Father Ox. They were invited because Theodosia suspected that she became the heiress due to the untimely death of her sister that she believes was influenced by supernatural events. Over the course of the last few days, we have fought ghosts, so we know that ghosts are actually here. We've met devils, we've somehow convinced rats to pretend to be us. We've unearthed another branch of the family tree of the Verity clan. We've found hidden things, and we found out that there was another potential way for someone to be sacrificed. We witnessed a mother try to kill her son under the possession of some unearthly wraith. And in our last episode, we saw a huge showdown with a wraith that came out of the mother's, Flora was her name. She's not just a mother, she's also a tenant farmer and very good at managing her estates. Thank you very much. She, after she sliced the throat of her son, who was saved with healing by Aegon, a wraith appeared out of her mouth, and everyone went to battle. We managed to fight the wraith off, and in its place, as it dissolved with the like very handsome face and features of the young Agravain, with his sword impaled into him, as he slowly disappeared into the aether, he said, "No." And after he dissolved, a chalice clattered to the floor in his place. And that is where we find our heroes now. I will bring up that chalice for our viewers so people can see what that looks like. And everyone has received one of those. So we have just finished battling a wraith, everyone. The unconscious form of Flora lies in the ground. There are two traumatized children in a room with an open door of Theodosia's laboratory. That would be Araya and Juniper. And I believe on the first floor, we still have Theodosia and Adair. But all of our heroes, I believe, are on the landing on the second floor. That's
Yes. I'm still in like perfect like lunge position, having like destroyed this thing. Did we get it? Is that it?
Father Ox is going to immediately move forward, the flames still licking up like the pants of his white suit, and like curling around his horns as he moves forward. And he goes right for he just like brushes past Aegon, reaches for the chalice, picks it up, and is going to like pick it up and then dash it against the floor to break it.
As you pick it up, I'm going to get you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Very well, DM. Very well.
You shall have your saving throw.
You shall have your saving throw. Let's see here. 15.
Father Ox, you've led a spiritual life. What has Father Ox's experience been with dreams and visions?
I feel like they have plagued him. All of the things he's seen appear in his dreams. Mm-hmm. He doesn't lose sleep over them necessarily, but he goes to sleep with the understanding that he will wake up in pain most times.
So, I don't know how many people are aware of oral migraines. So for me, as Cora, real life, actually gets oral migraines. And when they happen, a severe amount of pressure happens on my head, and my eyes stop interpreting the signals of sight. and my vision starts to cloud along the edges into blackness. So this is what happens to Father Ox, and as he picks up this chalice and he's about to dash on the ground, a vision overcomes him. You see two brothers, twins, gaunt and weak. Their crops have failed to grow. They collect what little they have, their bags and swords, and turn on their way to the crossroads to abandon their new land to see if they can find work elsewhere. Aglaval, the weaker of the two, collapses at the crossroads. His brother Agravain goes to his side. It's clear that Aglaval won't last much longer. Suddenly, a menacing orange light appears in a flash. Father Ox recognizes her, Hexada, at the crossroads, with an offer. At first, they refuse. But Agravain, seeing his brother will die, decides to hear out her terms. They bargain. No soul is immediately given. Instead, a game will be played, a wager. One sacrificed Verity per generation for 10 generations over the course of 300 years. The death can come about naturally or unnaturally. Hexada swears she won't interfere herself. In fact, she says, "I won't do anything that your own flesh and blood wouldn't do." Other than one sacrifice, any and every child of the Verity family will enjoy good health and fortune for all of their days. The sacrificed souls will be kept by Hexada for safekeeping, tied to the property. You see the glinting of the chalice in your hand and the terms and condition glittering in words in infernal over the side. It starts to outline the contract. If a sacrifice for 10 generations is provided within the allotted timeline of 300 years, the Verity family wins. The souls are released from Hexada's grasp, and the Verity line continues to enjoy good fortune. If this is not met within 300 years, Hexada gets every soul sired by the Verity family. After all, they wouldn't exist at all if she hadn't showed mercy that one night. And then there are the terms and conditions of the sacrifice, glittering in the gold on the actual chalice. They must meet the following rules. They must be the direct offspring of the previous generation with the soul of the Verity family and share the blood of the Verity line. Agravain and Aglaval argue. Agravain agrees, telling his brother that it's an easy win. Just don't have children. Aglaval fights back. He doesn't want his brother to die. "You won't," says Agravain. They take up swords. They mean to duel in front of Hexada. Agravain fights aggressively, cutting back his weaker brother, finally provoking anger in Aglaval with a cut on Aglaval's leg. Aglaval goes in to swipe, and Agravain doesn't even parry it. He takes his brother's sword to the chest, arms back. Aglaval goes to bury his brother with renewed vigor and strength in his limbs from the infernal power of Hexada. As he digs, he finds vast fortune in the earth. Father Ox sees him grow old. He spends many years alone, building a fortune. And then he starts to think, this voice in his head starts whispering, "All those years ago, you must simply have been delirious with hunger. It couldn't possibly be true. Don't you miss having a family?" Aglaval marries, has children, names his firstborn after his beloved brother, Agravain. All seems to go well, until his youngest, Constance, falls to a sickness. Having nothing but hale and hearty children previously, Aglaval knew that the time had finally come. He went to his child's bedside and begged her forgiveness, and a dark figure emerged with a sword in his chest. Although the figure was twisted into something almost beyond recognition, Aglaval greeted his brother Agravain once more. Agravain took Constance's hand and looked sadly at his brother, and collected the soul of his niece to bring her into Hexada's keeping. And so it continued for each successive generation. And this is what Father Ox sees as he goes to dash the chalice on the ground.
Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Let me confirm that actually if the 10 sacrifices are completed, then their souls are free from Hexada's grasp.
If the 10 generations and sacrifices are completed, then their souls would be free from Hexada's grasp. The Verity family would win the wager.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was I thought their plan was don't have kids, then you win.
Initially, Agravain and Aglaval had agreed to not have children because then they wouldn't have led to multiple generations. It would have been like, no one else will be damned. I can read the contract back out if people need. We can pause here.
No, it's okay. I guess I just misunderstood so her getting 10 souls is good?
Yes, actually, is what it seems. If she gets the 10 souls, the Verity family escapes their deal with her.
Mm-hmm.
If they can last 10 generations.
But they do have to die. They do have to be sacrificed.
But if they don't get the 10th sacrifice in 300 years, all of their souls are kept with Hexada forever.
So if you want, Father Ox could think about this on his own. He could share this with the party. He could dash the contract, the chalice. How does Father Ox proceed?
Based on what I know about demons, contracts, well, I guess devils, not demons, and contracts, would breaking the terms of the contract breaking the chalice break the terms of the contract?
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, I think he does it anyway. He does break it then.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
Oh boy.
Let's see what this old man can do. We know he must be strong.
It's only an 8. A simple 8.
Only it bounces off the carpet.
Yeah, I'll say that. It's a wooden floor, but we'll say that he throws it down on the ground, and with the engraved wood and the magic infused in it, it just kind of lands hard on the ground, maybe even rolling against the unconscious floor on the ground. Oh, and the unfortunately fallen form of Olive.
Olive is still up and standing. I haven't dismissed her yet.
Oh my goodness, never mind, she's still there.
I cock an eyebrow at you, I think the time for zombies is past.
Oh, I know. And he goes up, and he was gonna do this so that no one could hear, but since it's been drawn to everyone's attention, he just says out loud, "Thank you, Olive. You really helped us back there. You dismissed." And then he holds her as the animation leaves and kind of guides her down to the floor and puts her at rest.
Olive's features slacken and almost smile as she's finally put to rest.
Father Ox scoffs at the chalice, not at Olive, and turns his head and kind of he's like, "It's never a good idea to make bargains with devils. Nobody wins. Nobody ever wins."
The house always wins, unfortunately. But I sheathe my sword finally, being all right, I think the time has come. All right, then.
You hear a voice from inside the laboratory. Mom, what happened? Araya starts going forward. Juniper pulls him back. No, we don't know.
Can I do a medicine check? Is Flora alive?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
Cool. It's one of my worst skills. So if anyone else wants to jump in, that'd be great. Or maybe I don't need you. 16!
16. Similar to how Olive was when a wraith left her body. Flora is unconscious on the ground in a deep sleep. It appears that her body is just exhausted and it might require rest.
So if we were speaking in mechanical terms, it's not like she has 0 HP.
She does not have 0 HP. No.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's one of the only things I can fix. So very a limited toolbox. I cast I use just out of a sense of making sure everything's all right. I use a divine sense. Are there any other undead or fiends within 60 feet?
No, you do not sense anything.
Then I pick up.
Unless you feel darts. Never mind. Father Diecrest, you do feel him, but you know it's coming from Dart. I do always need to include that now.
I like look over my shoulder, like, hey, we haven't fixed that yet. And I pick up Flora and bring her downstairs to the couch in the sitting area in the lounge, and I place her there. And as I pick her up, I look to Juniper and tell them, "You're right to keep your brother safe, but it seems that danger has passed for the moment." And
I assume you say that before you bring her.
Yes.
Okay, should we stay here?
For the moment, I think it's best that you just stay with us, and we can decide what's the safest course after that. But for now, I think it's safest that you stay in our company while we decide what's the next best step to take.
Okay. You actually hear Adair finally start to come up the stairs, be like, "Oh, what happened?" He starts running up the stairs to his unconscious wife.
There were spirits. Things happened that Flora was not in control of, and those things have been mended, and we are moving forward. I'm very sorry, dear, but she is fine. She is just very tired.
He picks up his wife and goes to carry her downstairs himself.
I go upstairs to join Juniper and
Araya.
Oh, God. It's such a good name, too.
Long.
It's such a good name, too. It's a very good name. I look to Juniper and Araya and ask them, "Do you want to stay in here? And I'll stay here with you? Or do you want to come downstairs and we'll all go down together?"
Araya's like, his voice is kind of hoarse as though it's still healing from the initial hit. Kind of getting similar to Juniper's. I want to see my mom. And Juniper's like, yeah, I want to see Mom. I want to see if she's okay. Can we go?
Yes, and I'll go with you. And I open one gauntlet hand open to Araya and say, if you'd like, we can go together.
He's 12, so he's a little bit put back, but then kind of makes a big show of rolling his eyes and then grabs your gauntlets. And Juniper's like, "It's okay to be scared. Your throat was just slit by Mom. Well, not Mom, but that was weird. It's okay to be scared." I was like, "Yeah, that was weird. Okay, let's go."
I was very scared too, but well, we're all here together now, so let's keep going together. And I walk down the stairs with him.
He makes a big show of not trying to cry now that things are starting to hit him after the initial shock of
Yeah, I walk with Araya and Juniper, and we go down the stairs to where Flora is. I assume in the lounge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the parlor.
The parlor.
Theodosia has also now come into the parlor to see what's going on and is wide-eyed at everything.
What has happened? Is everyone okay?
I think Father Ox might have more details than I do, but consider the spirit cleansed for the time being. Flora is, she wasn't in control of herself, and she did some terrible things, and you can't hold that against her, because she'll never forgive herself if you do.
Of course. I know that Flora and I do not tend to get along, but I would never hold a possession of a spirit against her.
Okay, good. I think there's an object of great importance that we have to deal with now. And I look to Theodosia sort of sadly, and I say, and I meant what I said. In the following hours, once this is all handled, if there are still things that you want to do in this house, then I will help you. But let's finish what's going on here first.
Of course.
Finola, Dart, I believe you're still on the landing, and I think Father Ox is there as well with Chū Chū.
Father Ox is still just kind of lashing his tail and looking at that stupid fucking cup on the ground, and like with like flames coming up from his body, you know? And he is going to turn to Chū Chū and Dart, I think. And he'll... I am not strong enough to destroy this object. But I believe that the two of you are.
I can definitely just break it.
Break it.
Yeah, it's just a cup, right?
It is not just a cup.
Well, what do you mean?
It is a devil's contract.
Okay.
It can be broken through ordinary means. It is, after all, just a cup. This is symbolic. I think it would be good for the two of you to destroy it.
Okay. Dart?
Yeah. How do we want it? You want us to do it together? Like a wishbone?
Exactly. Together.
Okay.
And if we break this, then that devil lady, Hixada, or whatever, she won't be able to control these people anymore, right?
It is not that easy. However, it is a necessary part of tying up the loose ends here.
Well, okay, let's do it. And Chū Chū reaches out a hand to take the one half of the cup.
Do you pick it up?
Yeah, I take it from. I try to take it.
Father X will kind of like put a hand up.
What?
It would be better if you didn't touch it. Weapons only.
Oh, okay, sure. And Chū Chū takes out her lance instead. Dart.
Yeah, I got this. And he takes out his sickle. He's like, it's not that strong, but I'll help you.
All right. Roll an attack with your respective weapons.
Okay. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 hits.
Okay.
I'll wait for Dart to roll because I'm curious to see.
22.
22. So your lance hits and goes through, let's say the actual cup portion, like just kind of like narrowing in. And Dart, was it a scythe? What is the actual?
A sickle.
A sickle. So your sickle actually like chops through the stem of the glassware. So you shatter the actual cup on the outside, and the stem actually gets chopped in half. And it's in pieces on the ground.
Good. Well done.
So now what?
Devils are, in some ways, messier than demons. There are more loopholes. There are more problems. Miss Fox, I'm sure you understand. First things first. Father Ox, Lesser Restoration doesn't technically do anything in rules as written D&D, but I would like to cast it on Olive anyway, just to ease her soul in a way.
Into the next life kind of thing. Almost like a gentle repose kind of use of it.
Yeah.
Sure. Olive's features are slack on the ground, and it's very clear that nothing else will disturb her on this realm.
Unfortunately, breaking the cup does not destroy the contract. I think it would be of the utmost importance that Adair and Theodosia know exactly what's happening here.
Doggett goes over to where the pieces of the chalice lie and takes out his notebook and flips through back to the index where you have the different languages. And he gets to the infernal page and he goes, okay, I'm recognizing some of this. All right. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's very not good.
So sorry, it's even though we broke it, is the writing still?
There's pieces of the writing, invisible chunks of glass on the ground.
Okay.
Yes.
Because Dart can read Infernal.
So can Finola. Yeah.
So
I think we can all read Infernal.
he's just gonna look and be like, well, shit. So what, Father Ox, what do we do?
At this point, Dart, I do not believe the choice is left up to us. I have an idea. However, the probability that it works is wholly dependent upon Theodosia. I think it would be best if we told her now. I feel horrible leaving Olive's body in the hallway. Quick. Actually, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to probably what you were already say to remove her to somewhere that's more reposey. I would like to help with that if possible.
Sure. You could bring her to her wherever. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah. I think Father Ox is just gonna, with the help of Finola, bring her to her bedroom. Probably. Yeah. And lay her in her bed and close her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Dart will go with them too. And then like once she's in bed at rest, just kind of look at everyone and be like, just so you know, I didn't know when I called for help. I didn't do this on purpose. I didn't pick her. Just so you don't think I'm all messed up. I mean, I am messed up, but.
No, it's okay, Dart. Honestly, I'm just feeling awful myself. Chū Chū and I were the last people to see her, and she wasn't well when we saw her, and I left her alone, and I shouldn't have, and I just kept. I admit I lost my head a little bit in that moment. I could have helped her, and instead I brought up my book. I brought up my book to kind of deflect the situation because I didn't know what else to do, and then everything happened really fast. And so don't feel bad, Dart. Don't feel bad.
Thanks. I don't think you should feel bad either. I mean, how are any of us supposed to know what to do? This has been a night. I don't think anyone should blame themselves for being a little worked up and lost.
Okay. We should head back down.
Father Ox, Finola, and Dart are all in the bedroom. Chū Chū, are you with them?
Yeah, I'll join.
Okay. Earlier, Finola and Chū Chū had previously been in this bedroom. What's everyone's passive perception again? A 19 for Finola.
14.
Just a 13.
I'll say that Finola and Chū Chū, the bathroom door, Olive has an attached bathroom, a private bathroom, and the door is closed when it wasn't previously.
That's odd. Finola, do you see that?
Yeah. Here, I'll check it out. Finola will go over and jog the handle of the door, open it up if it's unlocked.
Interestingly, you see that it's locked from the outside, from your side.
Interesting. Is the key in the keyhole, or is it a bolt?
The key would be in the ring of keys that you have.
That I have. Okay. Yeah, I'll unlock the door.
The door swings open, and you see a simple bathroom, but some flowers next to the bathtub as though they are brought in fresh, and some old bouquets indicating that new ones are brought here often. And that's all you see.
What's going on in there, Finola? What do you see?
Flowers. I don't know what it means.
I'm gonna go over, peek my head in. Do the flowers look weird or like different from regular flowers? Like,
the majority of them are carnations, which you know are, which I think I don't know who would know this. Yeah, but Aegon's not there. Finola, you would probably know this. Do a history check, Finola.
Sure.
And Father Ox as well.
Oh, natural 20. What a
Nice. I only got a 10, so.
Finola, you would know the custom, and so would Father Ox. Carnations are typically used at funerals. They're often laid on graves and finding final resting places. Father Ox, with a natural 20, I will say that it appears as though somebody has been bringing fresh flowers and also not using this bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
The upstairs bathroom, like where everyone actually lives in this house.
No, the upstairs bathroom that's connected to Olive's bedroom.
Yeah, this is Olive's private ensuite.
Okay.
Fancy.
Where's she been pooping?
There is a servant's washroom that
Okay.
She does a ceremony, a funerary ceremony.
We'll never know now.
I'm really sorry. My brain just like short wired and was like, is this an important part to ghost not poop? Like, is this part of the mystery? I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine.
Well, who would these be for?
Father X is gonna move forward, take one of the carnations, and lay it on the bed next to Olive's head, and then
Very sweet.
start to move downstairs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
don't
right.
know anything about your carnation puzzle there, Cora, but maybe we'll find out later.
Maybe you'll find out later. All right. Do you all go down to the parlor where everyone else is collected?
Yes.
Excellent. So we all resume in the parlor. I think Doggett asks if he should like sweep up the pieces of glass. He kind of wrote down what he could decipher and just like drew it in his notebook. He's like, we can leave it here, or we can bring it with us. We could sweep it up. What would you like, Miss Finola?
Sorry, the glass?
Yeah. I have a little dustbin, but then I also have like the glass bottle that we used to collect things in. Or in there. I
Sweep.
won't touch it.
Don't touch it, but yeah, sweep it up. Just I don't think our collection vials are. You know what? I don't need this artifact, but if you could just do an illustration that copies the text. Yes, exactly.
I
Just
already have it.
otherwise, we can just sweep it up, and I don't think anyone needs this anymore.
I mean, we don't have a housekeeper anymore, so I'm sorry. Is that
You know
too
what?
soon? I'm
Dog
sorry.
I can sweep it up. It's fine.
No, you don't. I don't. Doggett's brain short circuits at the idea of you doing.
No,
housework.
it's fine. You can capture it. I'll stick around, and I'm going to make some notes as well. And then once we have everything, we'll sweep it up, and we'll join everyone downstairs.
Okay. He leaves his little dustbin and his tiny little broom next to you.
Yep.
And continues drawing in his notebook. And
Thank
after
you.
you sweep it up, you can go downstairs. All right, we're in the parlor. Oh my.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Phone. Sorry. Solved.
Yes, we're in the parlor. So what has occurred tonight?
Lady Verity, we have come across the exact terms and contract for the disturbance that you have always felt in this house. I am afraid things are slightly more complicated than they may seem. While there are ghosts, phantoms, wraiths living in this house, they are not the, so to speak, sole proprietors of their own comings and goings. They are controlled right now by Hexada at the Crossroads, a devil, with whom the originators of the Verity clan made a deal. And Father Ox will go on to explain the terms of the contract, making note that all of the souls of all of the Verities will be under Hexada's control if the 10th sacrifice is not collected within 300 years. And like making a point to stress that.
Mm-hmm. Adair is at his wife's side and pulls his children close to him. You're certain that I'm one of these Verities? My children aren't safe?
Considering how the ghosts acted tonight, it would be quite safe to assume that your children are, in fact, of the Verity line.
Yeah, Dad, my throat. I mean, really weird feeling, I gotta say, from what I remember. Do not want that to happen again. Juniper's like, that's never gonna happen again. I'm gonna make sure I keep you safe.
Theodosia. I feel there may be a way out of this, but it will involve you letting go in a way you might not be ready to yet.
What thoughts do you have, Father?
I said earlier that not every child must come from a womb. The construct that you have up in your laboratory, given that it is made with your own blood, given new life, could be considered a child of the Verity line. If destroyed, you may be able to fulfill the terms of this contract without risking human life, or personal life, I should say.
Fascinating.
It would also involve, of course, you giving up on the dream of bringing your sister back.
if this is what puts my sister to peace, then I will do whatever I can.
Would. I think it would.
Then you must destroy it.
It doesn't have a soul, though. Can I get anyone who would reasonably look over the contract to do an intelligence roll, please? You can do religion, or you can do history.
Been studying my religion in school.
Oh boy, are y'all ready for this roll?
Light us up.
26.
26.
Whoa.
Is that religion or is that
Spicy.
history?
That is religion.
Excellent.
I got a 19 that I was excited about.
Ooh,
but,
19. Darthen, that's pretty good. I could give Darthen something for that. Was that from history or religion, Darthen?
They're both the same.
Okay, let's
So-
say history for you, religion
Okay.
for Father Ox.
I
Aegon?
dirty 20, and I'll do history.
20 for Aegon and history. Chū Chū, did you do a roll?
Nope.
Cool. Chū Chū is just like, I wish I could have broken that chalice more. Like it could be smashed into itty bitty pieces. You're almost getting like a bit worked up. That barbarian rage just starting to bubble beneath the surface at how
Definitely.
unfair this is. Finola, what did you get?
I rolled poorly. I got a 14 in history.
14 history. Okay. Dart and Aegon. For history, the word offspring, as defined, doesn't necessarily mean children, although it commonly is used to refer to that. The actual definition of offspring can be used to make children, or it can also be used to refer to the product or result of something, which would include a construct that somebody has made. It is the product or result of something, as Father Ox has surmised. Father Ox, with your religion check of 26, it starts to come to you that within the phrasing of the contract, it does specify that this offspring would have to contain a Verity soul and the blood of the Verity line. It doesn't say it has to be a new soul.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about.
And if you looked at the construct before, you did see that there was a soul in it that did say soul renewal, which would effectively kind of be a new birth of any soul that were to enter it.
With this information, Father Ox nods, and his eyes are sad but kind, and he says, "You would have to first finish the ritual. You would have to bring the soul back to the body."
I'd have to bring my sister back.
That is the construct you have made thus far. At this point, it would be too complicated, complex, to try to bring a different Verity soul back into the construct.
Does it? This might be a bad question, but does it have to be a Verity soul if it's still a construct born of Theodosia?
It does have to be a Verity soul.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. I was just putting it out there. We have some people with surpluses of souls in them.
Doggett immediately starts like closing the book on that like almost like a little black book of people with just collections of souls. Oh, we don't need, I'll put this away. I'm sorry.
Okay. Why do you even have that?
Well, yeah, it's really good to be prepared, but if you recall at the the asylum that we visited, the haunted.
I'm really
it became
excited to, Doggett, I'm really excited to know exactly why we have a book of multi-souled people, but this is probably not the right time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll talk later. Thank you.
All right.
It's not pleasant, Theodosia, but I think we can't tell you what to do. And we can't tell you how to feel. But we're here now, and we can come up with solutions, and we can act on them. But I think it'd be wrong for anyone here to tell you what to do.
Hester was a giving soul. I think that if we could bring her back even for a time, she would understand the gravity of the situation. Especially if children are at risk. And Theodosia motions over to Juniper and Araya.
I agree. Father Ox, is this a ritual that we could complete this evening?
It is. The terms of the contract are extended for 300 years.
And how far along are we on those 300 years?
You might have to reference the family tree.
Yeah. When does someone have the family tree in front of them? When does the family line start? And what year is it right now?
I'll just say with like a general history roll that you, having reviewed it, you'll notice that from the founding of the house to about when that would have happened, we are on year 299. And Dart, you would probably remember that from the conversation with Father Diecrest. Hexada did say, just give me one more year.
Unfortunately, you do not have that much time left. We cannot tell you what to do, but Theodosia, please know that if you would like to proceed, my services are still good.
Yes, let us end this tonight.
Let's.
Does anyone else want to do anything during the day before night falls?
Well, most of my abilities are spent at this point, but I would like to sort of find time to talk to Miss Fox throughout the day. Like if there's a time when we're all sort of milling about, or there's time in between. Would there be time for, like, are we busy setting up a ritual, or is there time?
It's quite, honestly, it's quite early. It's not even quite midday when you're all having this conversation.
Okay.
So you have, it is fall, autumn, so it will get dark like at, it'll get dark by like 6, but then be full in nightfall by 7.
Okay. Then yes, I try to find time for a natural moment to speak with Mrs. Fox if there's an opportunity. Does one arise?
Yes,
okay, cool.
As you find time throughout the day.
Ms. Fox, I remember well our game of intimacy bottle, and I remember you saying, I want to write what people are actually going to read. Scholarly papers, while important, only tend to be read by scholars. And I think, having experienced what we've experienced, I need to start writing in a more practical how-to fashion. Because as exciting as it is to show to my academic peers that I have discovered something of great value, I think the greater value is educating others in what to do with that information. And you seem to be a very effective communicator of the otherworldly.
Thank you. If I may ask, Aegon, what are you trying to get at? Are you asking me to teach you how to write for the people who aren't stuffy and academic?
Yes, I'm looking for particularly unstuffed writing. And to be honest, I have traveled alone in my studies, working as a hired hand, joining whatever party needs a very overeducated paladin. But I think it would be best to find someone studying what I'm studying and work together practically. And I think you're already doing that. And I would like then to perhaps proffer that you and I and Doggett.
Doggett perks up.
Yes, you and I and Doggett form a business partnership of sorts, where we could be, I'm working on the title, Spirit Blasters was one that came to me, but no, not Spirit Blasters.
No.
All right.
That's taken already, actually. There's a competitive printing company. Yes.
That's okay. We'll come up with something that's a bit more marketable.
White Smashers. White Smashers?
Everything that you're suggesting sounds like either a cocktail or...
Yes. Well, I'm trying to think of things that would appeal to everyone, like lich exploders, lich explosions, lich exploders. Yes, everyone hates a good lich.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yes, who doesn't love an exploded lich?
What about, framing it in terms of something a bit more mysterious, like the lich explosion mystery, the case of the exploded lich. You know what I mean? It shifts it a little bit, adds a little bit of je ne sais quoi. But those weren't great either. But we'll work on it. We'll workshop it a bit. You know what, Aegon? I've been in this business a really long time. I have worked really hard on my own, and and with Doggett. Yeah, it would be great to have a collaborator. I think it's time to collaborate. But you're going to let me kind of like steer this one a little bit for now, right?
I have much to learn.
Excellent.
And I am happy to make available to you every document, journal, study, relic, and artifact available in the library of the Order of Dawn, which is extensive.
That is glorious, and more resources than I would know how to handle alone anyway, so it's a good thing you're going to be working with me. I think that's brilliant.
I agree.
That's great. I'll get right to work on the NDA that you're going to have to sign.
What?
Oh.
And Doggett, you'll have to sign it too.
Oh, I already did, and I have it in duplicate.
But can you change your clause to co-author?
Yeah, I can do that. Doggett's tears start like completely messing up all the ink, and oh no, it's all ruined. I'll redo it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. If we're going to start a sort of collaboration, we might as well have everyone collaborating.
This is the most beautiful day.
You've showed your work, Doggett. I think
you bind a good book, and if you bind one as well as you write one, then we're going to need you as a partner.
Much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Also, I think it's high time that you were martially trained, Doggett. I think we're entering into more difficult business.
You're
And
sort of painfully squishy.
yes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And feeble.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I've been
your
carrying all
grip
these
strength
bags.
is great. Your grip strength is great. We'll work on, every other strength.
If whatever weapon you're most comfortable with, I am happy to train you. So we'll get you set up. And it's important that as our 3 founding members of the whatever we are, that we all be...
Suppositories.
Yes.
Right?
As the 3 suppositories. How beautiful. Yes. The ghost suppositories.
That'll be great.
There's a large part of me that wants to call us 3 suppositories press, but I really can't do that and retain any self-respect.
We'll continue to workshop, but I'm happy to have peers that are co-workers and perhaps nigh on friendship.
I don't think I've said this before or enough, but Aegon and Doggett, thank you.
I put a hearty gauntlet slap on the back of Doggett. It's praise is a lovely thing, and
It's nice, isn't it?
it is. Yes. And I sort of, take my leave, bow curtly. But as I'm walking down the hallway, Baelnorn Breakers. Let's see, Zombie Crushers. There's got to be a good one in there somewhere. As I walk down the hallway.
Excellent. All right. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to prepare throughout the day before we begin with preparations for the ritual?
I would like to go up to Theodosia at one point, and just be like, Miss Verity, if you don't mind, I got a question for you.
Yes, I imagine this day will be filled with questions, of course.
That in that room of yours, there's a symbol kind of above your door.
Yes.
I know what it does. When you made it, did you have to do any sort of magic on it, or did you just put that symbol on it and that meant it worked?
Well, according to my studies with the dwarven people, there is a type of magic in certain symbols. It does take time to forge into stone, or into many other ways, leatherwork, different things. But it is a symbol of protection against forces that would do malice. So it takes time, but it can be done. Are you searching for such a symbol?
Yeah, I might have some interest in one, just on something little, on a coin or something like that.
Absolutely, we can certainly talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, whenever you get a chance. I know today's a busy day, but
it is, yes. But I'd be happy to aid you, especially after all the aid that everyone has shown me. I'm truly grateful.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I'm sorry about my earlier suspicions. I do apologize. It was disconcerting.
Hey, these are crazy times we're living in right now. I don't blame you for nothing.
Thank you. I must attend to my golem.
Of course, yeah, you do what you gotta do. And that's it.
All right. Father Ox, Chū Chū?
If it's okay with you, C/Father Ox, I think maybe as everyone's doing their own thing, for the rest of this time period. Chū Chū and Father Ox could maybe just be sitting and like looking at each other and like wherever we end up, maybe in the sitting room or like in the kitchen or something, the parlor, let's say. And Chū Chū is sort of like in this like big chair that's obviously too big for her. Her hands are sort of like collapsed in front of her belly, and she's looking at Father Ox for a long like stretch of awkward silence.
I think Father Ox has been cleaning his harmonica this whole time, or has been just kind of like polishing the silver on his harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And he like occasionally looks up at Chū Chū, but if she doesn't say anything, he'll just look back down and keep polishing until she's like, keep checking until she's ready,
Mm-hmm. And finally, Chū Chū says,
Yes, Mo Chū?
How's your husband?
Fan is doing quite well.
Fan. That's a good name. Look, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. Thanks.
You need not thank me for anything, Mo Chū.
Well, of course I do. I mean, you saved me when I was a child, and you saved us again. You saved me again. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Perhaps we may be looking at different parts of the same whole. You account me being there both times you were saved, but I account you for both times you saved yourself.
Well, thanks anyway.
Mo Chū,
Yeah?
I am very proud of you. Well done. And Father Ox is going to start playing his harmonica.
And Chū Chū sort of just like looks down at her, interlocked fingers clasped over her belly. And as the harmonica plays out, it's wistful kind of country-like tunes. A single tear drops onto Chū Chū's palm.
Technically, everyone can regain an extra 1d6 damage because I'm using my Song of Rest.
That's funny.
If you'd like.
Yay.
What was it? 1d6?
An extra 1d6 to whatever you would roll to regain HP on a short rest. Which
Cool.
I assume that maybe this counts as a short rest.
It would, yes.
Cool.
Thanks. You're welcome.
All right. As we go into the later evening, the preparations for the ritual begin. Everyone helps Theodosia bring down the clay construct to the library. And on the wooden floor in the burnt down library, we start to draw runes in chalk and salt on the floor. Protective runes, the dwarven runes, celestial runes. The more runes, the better, really. We don't know exactly what we're going to encounter. Night falls. Things get dark. And then, similar to when you were in the burnt library last, a shimmering figure appears in a rocking chair, rocking slowly. And the door locks. Theodosia calls to her sister with the clay golem in the middle of this drawn summoning circle. Hestia, Hestia, come home. The figure stops rocking, makes eye contact with Theodosia, for the first time seeming to acknowledge anyone in the room. And it stands up from the rocking chair, and Hestia walks into the golem. The golem shudders and almost appears to take a breath, even though there are no lungs on this construct. The sapphires light up with blue light for the eyes. And a voice very like Theodosia's comes forth. Sister, I'm home. Theodosia looks to Father Ox and Aegon, her arms outstretched, ready to go into the circle to embrace the construct that now houses her sister's spirit.
As she passes, Father Ox will lay a hand on her shoulder and cast Heroism.
What does heroism do?
I'll tell you exactly what it does. Heroism, a willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, which is up to a minute, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns, but we're not really in combat, so she'll just feel some life run into her, and will feel bravery wash over her.
Excellent. The hesitation and fear that was in her eyes upon first seeing her sister's ghostly form emerge seems to disappear as relief fills her limbs, and she straightens her shoulders and adjusts her jacket and walks into the circle. And the construct, with its clay hands, grasps hers, towering down over Theodosia, of a height with you, Father Ox, a quite tall figure. The voice is almost echoing within this construct. Sister, what has happened? I feel as though I've been in a dark place for a very long time. And Theodosia is choked up with words. I cannot believe you're here. Esther, you died. You died many months ago. The fire. But now is not the time. Our family is horribly cursed. And I may have to say goodbye to you. And again, in order to stop it. Before I do, I think I need to introduce you to some newly discovered family. Adair and the awakened Flora, and although she does appear a bit like trembling, a bit paler, but recovered and wanting to be here with her family, she's there with Juniper and Araya in the corner. And the construct turns towards them as Theodosia motions. Theodosia says, Esther, I never wanted to be the lady, and upon your passing I was named your successor, but it appears as though our successor was here all along. Adair was apparently a cousin of ours. And Adair, for the first time in a very long time, actually lifts up his cap just a tinge so he may make eye contact with this massive construct. And then immediately bows his head again. It is good to see you again under such strange circumstances, Lady Hestia. And Lady Hestia says, welcome to the family, Lord Adair Verity. Sister, if this is the end of my time, perhaps we may just sit for one last time together. It has been so long since I have seen you. And the two sisters, one a clay construct and the other a half-elf, sit in the circle in silence, for a time. Just holding each other as much as one can cuddle up to a clay golem comfortably. Until finally they bring their foreheads together. And Theodosia says, "I don't want you to go." And Hestia says, "But I must. I don't belong here anymore. Goodbye, sister." And Theodosia steps outside of the arcane circle. And the clay golem sits in the remnants of the rocking chair, balancing itself as it is quite heavy, and begins to rock back and forth in the arcane circle. And the sapphires dim, and the spirit is released. You see the form of a half-elf woman pass out of the clay golem. And then new spirits start to come in from the walls. You see a young boy with purple stained lips come in. You see the figure of a sopping wet person walk in almost from the back window that was shattered as though coming in from the lakes. You see the figure on a horse in riding boots then descend from the horse. Darthen Chū Chū, you would recognize this as the ghost that you saw earlier. You see a young man come in, dirt on his face. You see a little girl walk in, hesitant, in a nightgown. You see a half-elf woman walk in, who does look similar to Theodosia and Hestia, but also bears a significant resemblance to a dare. And she has the distended belly of someone who may have recently given birth. And her hand outstretches towards a dare, and a dare stretches his arms out as well. They do not touch, they merely make eye contact. And then you also see the final form of a young, beleaguered man with a sword in his chest. And he takes it out, and he plunges it into the ground. And a ghostly orange light fills the air, lighting up this dark, dark, burnt-out library, blinding everyone until, let the flash, all of these figures disappear, and there is finally peace on the Verity Manor.
I stand beside Theodosia and just silently, like, standing tall. I'm only a little bit taller than her, I assume, because she's also quite tall. But, shoulders roll back, chest broad, standing beside her. And so sort of like look over and like nod approvingly. And I just stand there as hopefully some sort of anchor in this moment.
She takes your arm just like this and just kind of like allows your weight to kind of hold her up. And you feel her kind of like choking back sobs, but trying to hold it together with the nobility that she was raised with.
I know that nobility very well. And I lean into her a little bit, but continue to hold her up and live through the moment with her.
Thank you all for being here. I believe this concludes most of this evening's events. Adair, tomorrow we shall bury Olive and talk about some legal matters that we must attend to. And Adair says, of course, absolutely. Thank you. I don't know what to call you now. And Theodosia says, please, Adair, call me cousin. And they exit the room. Probably the next day there is a funeral for Olive. She is laid to rest in the Verity estate. Adair digs the grave with Flora's help. And Theodosia and Adair are very solemn about this woman who was basically like another mother to them. Araya says, like, you know, I think that she tried to like save us at the end. Like I saw, like she was so brave. Carnations are laid on her tombstone, and Flora also lays them on the surrounding tombstones of the most recent generations. Adair places some on the tombstone of Marine, who was Zacharias' sister and presumably his mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's okay with you, sometime at the end of the ritual, I would have liked Father Ox to slip out.
Absolutely.
And the light from the candle of his horns passes the fallen statue, and then the gates, and then the crossroads where he stops for just a moment, and then continues down the road until he's gone.
Great. Disappearing into the night. Does everyone else stay an extra day, or?
I help sort of set affairs in order for Theodosia in whatever way that she needs, sort of like annoying nobility paperwork wise, and making sure the estate, like all of the proper documentation done for the people who died on the estate, and any proper documentation that needs to be done for like lifting a curse on an entire family line, which I'm sure there's a very boring bureaucratic way to go about making sure that's been noted. So I go through all that with her, and once that's all set aside, I let Theodosia know my plan to be a titch more practical. And I leave a request for her to order some sending stones so that we could maybe keep in more touch than just whenever one of us seems to hire the other or need or pass each other in adventuring parties. If we could maintain more contact than that, then that would be something I would appreciate.
Of course, Aegon. I know that, well, I seem to have gained some additional family members and a cousin and some other cousins. I do hope you know that I have always considered you to be like a brother.
I have always seen you as a sister, and I think that we were able to support each other through two very dark times in both of our lives, and I think it'd be nice if we could also just support each other through the good times as well. And so you are good. I'm glad.
Yes.
It would mean a lot. So
Absolutely. Even though neither of us have any desire to be married, I can see why my parents once picked you as my suitor.
I could not have been more completely happy with the worst thing that ever could have happened to me in my entire life. If I was to be forced to be married to anyone, I would have been so lucky to have it be you. But better than that, I think we get to be friends. And that is something I value and treasure dearly.
Me too.
Very touching moment.
Hold on. Bramble, I'm right here. You don't have to cry. You're not lost.
With that, I should pack my things because I am starting on an enterprise, and I doubt it will bring my parents much joy to know that I have again not done as they've asked. But I think this is where I'm supposed to go. And I think, as you well know, I'm very adept at disappointing them. And so I wouldn't want to deviate from that plan now.
They are blessed to have someone who is so adept at combusting ghosts.
Ghost Combuster. Yes! The Ghost Combusters!
Oh.
That's exceptional, Theodosia.
Oh, I'm very glad you're so pleased.
Ah, I should tell Doggett he'd love that. But yes, we should be. I'm excited to combust ghosts, and maybe one day the Venkstantz will come around to see the fruits of my labor. But if not, I mean, I'm sure you'll be hearing about the ghost combusters across the land, Theodosia. I'll be sure to keep you informed.
I look forward to it.
And I head back to my room to finish packing my things so that we can head off to establish the ghost combusters.
Great. All right, so Father Ox is exited. Aegon is exiting. Finola, are you exiting as well? All right, so Finola and Doggett will take off, I assume, with promises to meet Aegon. And Chū Chū and Dart, you kind of have some business to attend to with Theodosia, but...
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Chū Chū first, and just kind of approach a little slowly and like awkwardly, and just be like, "Hey, Chū Chū, how you doing?"
Well, you know, all things considered, not bad. Could have ended up like Olive, bless her heart, or what's left of it. I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm all right. Hey, look, I know things got a little weird between us. But yeah, I'm still happy you were here with me. And I was actually wondering, maybe not that I deserve it, but if you could just help me with something quickly.
Anything for you, Dart. What do you need help with?
Thanks, Chū Chū. And then I don't know if Theodosia's up there, but Dart's gonna take Chū Chū up to the entrance of the room, and just be like, "Can you?" This is gonna sound weird, and I don't really know how to explain it. Can you just help me go in the room, please?
Yeah.
And then it's like gonna awkwardly, because they've never done it, but like just like kind of hold Chū Chū's hand and like go through the doorway with Chū Chū.
Great. Do you have any inspiration left?
I don't think I ever did use my inspiration.
I don't think you ever did. I think very few people did, really.
So yeah, I have inspiration.
Yeah. Cool. Do you know how many you have? I think I have 2.
I think I have 2.
Yeah. And holding Chū Chū's hand will say that you have advantage
And we'll say you have advantage on advantage. Triple advantage. So roll 3 times. Take the best of 3. I know, it's never been done before. I'm sure it's been done before.
Okay,
Takes the rule book and throws it in the trash.
Brutal. Oh God. None of it. What's the roll that I'm doing?
You're doing a wisdom saving throw.
Okay,
oh, no,
so
Constitution saving throw. My apologies. Yeah.
damn it.
I'm so sorry.
It's still not good, even with triple advantage.
Mhm.
It was only a 14.
The door has cracked, the rune above it. So I will say that DC has lowered to 14, and with Chū Chū's help, even though you feel some pain, you do manage to get through the doorway. And once
Thanks
again,
for
you hear...
bending the rules on that one to help me.
I
Thanks.
said the rune cracked when you came in the last time. Perhaps it's less powerful now. So you're in Theodosia's laboratory. It's emptier now that the construct has moved and they've had to move furniture around to get it out. But you do see that rune above, and again, you feel that quiet within you without, you do not hear Father Dicrest. He's completely in the very back of your head and has no influence over you in this room.
Cool. I'm gonna get. Is there like a paper and something I can write on in there?
Mm-hmm. There are inkwells that haven't broken, as well as ink, quills, paper.
Cool. I'm just gonna grab a piece of paper and like copy the rune down, the symbol, so I know what it is. And just kind of look at Chū Chū and be like, Theodosia says she might get me something, but just in case, I wanted to know what it'll look like, just in case I need it one day.
Yeah, are you okay? You looked a little pale when you stepped in.
Yeah, actually, right now I feel more okay than I have for a long, long time. Thank you for your help. I think I might need your help more in the future, maybe.
Chū Chū just steps forward and hugs Dart. A big bear hug, squeezing Dart, like she's trying to squeeze Father Dicrest out of him a little. And Dart you'll just hear Chū Chū's voice in your ear sort of go, brother, that's all I wanted. And she releases you and says, all I've wanted this entire time was for you to ask for help. That's all.
At the beginning of that hug, Dart's like not gonna know how to react. But then like as he kind of like rests into it, he'll hug back. And then afterwards be like, well, I'm sorry it took me so long to realize I truly had a friend that could help me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Dart. And it's okay. This whole thing has opened my eyes too to what I need. I don't blame you. Why don't you copy these pictures down and let's get going. I think we still have to get paid.
Yeah, we do. Cool. So we'll head back out.
All right. You see Theodosia at the bottom of the stairs. There you two are. I believe we had some business to do. I certainly do not blame you if you do not want to spend any more time in the manor. I will go to Jimmy's Chimneys myself and explain that we need other heating technicians, but through no fault of your own, there were other complications. But I would still intend to pay you in full and bonus for all your services.
What do you think, Dart? Should we finish up the job here or leave it to some other mooks down
I
at
mean,
these chimneys?
No one's gonna do it as good as half and half. I would feel bad, Theodosia, letting someone else come in here and do the work because, you know, they're gonna half-ass it.
They're gonna half-ass it. That's their slogan. Half and half, don't half-ass it.
Well, there is, my goodness. I will caution you, there are 17 chimneys. I don't know if
That's
you
not
recall, but in the first episode, I believe there was a bet about how many chimneys were in this abode, in this manor, and there are 17 chimneys. There were 18, but one of them collapsed with the fire.
I don't remember what I said.
Chū Chū lets out a string of expletives, like immediately.
It was Chū Chū who said it was 17, and Dart said that Chū Chū was crazy. It's the
Oh,
other
really?
way around.
Oh, never mind.
What's
Okay.
happened? Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around. Okay.
Fine.
Chū Chū turns to Dart in that case with a shit-eating grin and puts out her hand.
Chū Chū, or sorry, Dart looks at Chū Chū and he's like, and like, just like shakes Chū Chū's hand and then looks at Theodosia and it's like, whatever the bonus is can go to Chū Chū.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be, but I don't know what just transpired here, but I don't know if that's called for. I'll make sure you're both fully compensated for your services.
Sure.
You know what? I'll let this one slide.
All right,
That's
I
my
owe
gift
you.
to you.
I owe you.
Yep, you owe me.
And we'll get to work on the
Yep.
chimneys.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The chimneys are spick and span, half and half, do not half-ass it. These chimneys are the cleanest they have ever been, even before construction. The brick was even dirty when they were making it before. You take out the white gloves that you had in episode 1, and you give them the white glove treatment. There is not a speck of ash on these chimneys. It is truly a magical feat. It's very impressive. Adair looks on approvingly. That's excellent work. I completely commend you. And cousin, you should commend them as the rightful lord of this manor. I don't know if I like that. And Flora comes out. She's like, "Oh yes, well, joining the upper crust, are we? That's going to be an adjustment, I think. You know, we'll see what we can do about turning things around here." Juniper's like, yeah, we'll take things down from the inside. It'll be cool. Aria's like, are we like rich or something? Theodora says, you're quite comfortable in the way that wealthy people talk about money because they think it's improper to talk about money. So I think that's a wrap on the Verities. What happens to our haunted heroes as they go on the road and make their way around the world?
Are we gonna do like a little montage of like each of our
Yeah.
characters as like a
I
little
think so.
jump and
Yeah.
like freeze frame jump?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
think Aegon and Finola make good. Aegon, Finola, and Doggett make good, and start Ghost Combustors Enterprises, Ghost Combustors Limited, Ghost Combustors LLC. I don't know what all those mean.
At least
One
it's
of them.
not the 3 suppositories press. Like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Doggett does eventually get a dictionary and go, "Oh, did you two know that suppository actually does not mean repository?
Yes.
No, that's
That is very different."
yes. I'm glad that we didn't go with that as our title.
I think
That's-
Ghost Combustors is far superior.
That's what I've been saying.
Sure. I think we could have gone with something a little more dignified, but this is fine. It's fine. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
We go and combust ghosts all around the lands. We make a little name for ourselves, and I give access to Finola to the entire reliquaries and libraries of the Order of Dawn.
It does well attended, in Finola's opinion, kind of pedantic talks.
Welcome to my TED Talk. Oh no, I meant TED Talks.
Oh no, he froze.
So it ends. Yeah, no, great. I'm glad that I no, I agree. That's exactly where he goes.
Perfect. Beautiful. You travel lands, combusting ghosts. and giving TED Talks.
Doggett learns how to hold a sword.
Oh, yes. I hear the pen is mightier than the sword, but I feel really powerful with this. This is something else.
Yes, I train him dutifully as a fencer, and am impressed by how quickly Doggett has grown when given the space to write his own story, and I'm constantly impressed by his growth as a young man, an adventurer.
That's so sweet. I think we'll go to Dart and Chū Chū next, because it's very fitting that Father Ox makes the entrance last.
So after we do that job and we leave, just a question. You don't have to give like an exact answer, but were we paid pretty well?
You were paid extremely well, like far and beyond what you needed. Like Theodosia and Odera paid for Jimny's chimneys fee. Beyond that, and the bonus that they gave you was more than enough to set up yourselves for lives, to buy separate homes even, and to even start your own businesses should you choose, or just to travel around. It was a significant amount of money because you saved an entire royal line.
Cool. So on the way back, I think Dart's like they're going to be talking and stuff about the kind of money they have. And Dart's just gonna, as they start getting kind of closer to Earth's bounty and like to where they would turn off to like get back to Jimmy's chimneys, is gonna just kind of look at Chū Chū and be like, "Hey, were you serious before we left that you wanted to take half and half on the road?"
Okay, Dart, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was half serious. I'm serious in the part that I want to travel the world, but I don't want to work. Dart, I don't want to keep sweeping chimneys all around. I think we need to take a break. And with all this money, this old money, as we know, that's been given to us now, I think we deserve it. I think we can take a little trip, see the sights. GM, what are some famous maybe tourist traps?
I prepared them
Yes.
because I anticipated this. You go to a giant coin in a nickel mine with a gigantic head on it, the biggest one you've ever seen. You go to the jungles of Okenzie, the mountains of the derelict spires, the oceans of Kinar, and the deserts of the vast expanse. You two travel all around Ongalan and nations beyond. But you might get tired after all that traveling. You might want to visit some friends.
How long does that take us? Like a year? Or just a few weeks?
That's going to take you probably a year.
Okay. As we're traveling around to all these incredible places and kingdoms, Chū Chū becoming a lot more, I think it's her goal to try to become a little bit more literate, so she can actually start reading for herself and not have to rely on Dart ordering everything off the menu for her. But every opportunity she orders some mulled wine for Olive and pours some out in Olive's memory, which maybe has gotten her into some altercations at a tavern, pouring it onto the ground.
Oh, very insensitive in certain cultures. It's like, you don't like the wine here? Like, what's going on?
No, I love it.
Spilling it on people?
It's for dead. It's for someone dead. It's for a dead person.
What an unusual custom. I do respect your custom. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
I think Dart would, whether it was Theodosia that did it, or if he takes some of his money and pays someone to do it, would like to get a little, it doesn't have to be an actual coin, but a token with that symbol on it, and that he wears it around his neck at all times, keeping Diecrest at bay.
Absolutely. As you put this token, as you see, it's forged by a magical blacksmith that Theodosia has actually recommended, one of her artificer friends. You actually hear him clatter around, and Chū Chū's there to hold Dart's hand as your body completely contorts as Diecrest is trying to take over. But with the strength that you've gone through, knowing that you have a way out at least to contain this, you manage to make it through until the blacksmith puts this necklace on you and you hear silence.
Cool. And then kind of internally in my head, I'll say to Diecrest, be like, this is where you're gonna stay. I didn't break no promise for you. I promised you a house, you have my body. I promised you some souls, you got mine. But this is where you're gonna stay. And then so whenever they're going on their journeys, for the first time in his life almost, Dart is just enjoying being with Chū Chū and like just like enjoying life and not worrying and not like like not scared of what's gonna happen. There is always like he does sometimes like when in a quiet moment he'll just kind of like hold the coin and just kind of like run it between his fingers and stuff. But there will be times probably that Chū Chū will notice in like just like the littlest moments that Dart is just smiling, like just enjoying life and like very happy to help Chū Chū with her literacy and like do whatever. Basically, the journey is whatever Chū Chū wants to do. Dart's just like, yeah, let's do it.
I'm
So
crying.
good. Yeah,
I'm crying. I'm actively crying.
that's
Aw.
beautiful.
And at the end of that journey, maybe when we run out of money, or we figured it's time to maybe like start settling.
We didn't
Settling
save
down.
anything.
No, we didn't.
just
We
You
didn't.
spent
spent
it. You gambled it away.
Yep. we
With all
spent
on
it
black.
The mistake.
I think Chū Chū sort of leads Dart to a quiet little homestead. What does it look like, C?
It's a tiny cabin. It looks homemade, but old. There are some, the fence is like mostly stable, but you can see there is a porch with a few instruments scattered around on the porch, some hanging lights, like little creatures caught in bottles to produce light even though it's mid-afternoon, and there's a garden out front with a pair of gardening gloves and just kind of resting on one of the raised beds, and there is smoke rising from the chimney.
All right. Are you ready for the start?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's go say hi. And Chū Chū approaches.
Do you knock on the door?
Mm-hmm.
You hear some rustling around, and the door opens, and you actually see a tall, lanky, half-orc man with white hair tied back in a long ponytail, and spectacles placed on the brim of his nose. Hello. Can I help you too?
Fan?
Pardon me?
Are you Fan?
Yes, hello. How may I help you? I am Fan.
Oh.
Darling, they're for me. One moment, please.
Oh, excuse me. And Fan moves to the side to make way for someone who will surely take up almost the entire doorway enters.
Even though Father Ox built this house, he did not build the door large enough for himself. So he stoops kind of, and instead of that finely pressed white suit, he's wearing a thick, like chunky brown sweater, and he kind of peers down. He kind of rubs his husband's back and says, "These are the friends I told you about."
Ah, of course. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I assume I'll be setting the table for 4 tonight, darling.
That would be wonderful.
Let me go make the arrangements while you all reacquaint yourself. And Fan steps back into the kitchen to put on the kettle.
As Fan steps back, Dart's just like, nice work, Father Ox.
I don't know how I got so very lucky. And lucky it is indeed. that I get to see both of you again. Well done. It's nice to see you both.
Good to see you.
I got this for you. As Chū Chū steps over the threshold, gives Father Ox a really tacky souvenir from the nickel place. It's like a fake nickel.
Fake nickel.
Yeah.
Ah, a nickel.
It's
Oh,
a small version of the biggest one in the world.
It's the nick size of a nickel.
I will treasure it forever.
And everyone goes into the house that has the doorway that has a scrape of a horn on one side and a little bit of burning of a candle on the other side. And the door closes and they all enjoy a delicious family-style meal. And that is the end of the Verity Manor Haunting.
We did it!
Oh my god, we did it!
Oh my god, why am I so emotional?
It's so sweet. What a good ending.
Come here.
Very good. Wow.
Yay.
Very good.
There's
Wow.
like major at the end, like between Father Ox, Chū Chū, and Dart. There's like major like Bilbo and Gandalf at the end vibes, or like Frodo
Getting
and
on the
Gandalf.
boat.
Any of the hobbits and Gandalf just being like, we've done our adventure and now we're going to relax until you call us again for another thing.
Oh, what a sweet ending. Thank you all so much for this beautiful story.
Wow.